Hey, how are you? Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a snowflake here, and I'm hoping you're going to like this one. This is from the Chalk and Debbie collaboration. Hopefully you recall that we just released some of Debbie Westbrook's designs. And this is one of those transfers. Okay, I did make a cutout for this one, and I wanted to do a fun project with it tonight. So hopefully this will be as good as I have it in my brain. I try really hard, y'all, and sometimes I do it. Hi, Joni. Hey, Vicky. Hi, Steph. How are you, girls? Thanks for joining me. All right, I'm here. Keyword is set up. It's the word snow. We're going to just start with the snowflake really fast, get that first coat of paint on it, and then I have the 9x9 chubby square. Why did I do that? Y'all, I swear to you, I have lost my mind, okay? Every day of my life, it's a new day. It's fine. We're still going to use that for the other part of this. Anyway, I have the 9x9 chubby square also that we're going to mount this thing on. So come hang out with me for a little while, and I'll show you what I'm thinking with this one. I wanted to give it that like shimmery snow feel. And so I was thinking, obviously we have to paint this white, right? But I can't really use like a shimmer frost to really bring that sparkle, because I don't know that you'd really be able to see it with a white background. And maybe you could like paint this like a gray or a bluish, like a light blue, maybe like a something similar to Ocean Mist possibly might work for this one. But I have a different idea. So we're going to use shimmer silver and see how that goes. Hopefully it's going to be great. I don't know. Okay. I get a thought in my head and then it just won't stop until I do it. So we'll see. I'm thinking it's hopefully going to turn out great. We'll see. Hi, Suzanne. How are you? Hey, Jessica. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. All right. So I'm going to let this sit over here. It's not perfectly painted. It's literally a messy paint job as usual. I have some different paints here. I have a dark blue, a kind of a tealish blue, greenish blue, and then a little bit of black, and then of course that white that I just had. I'm going to use that same brush that I just messed up and got that white on a second ago. And I'm going to spread this blue color, which, y'all, this paint that I pulled out earlier is so old. I don't even really know when I bought it. Okay, it had to have been like, I don't know, 2015 maybe. Okay, it's the oldest paint that I own in my craft room at this point, but I have it. It's still liquid. So we're gonna give it a try. I saw it over there, and I do have a chalk paint that's a similar color, but I figured why not use this one, you know, and give it a try. It's not terrible. It would need multiple coats if I was going to use this only, okay? Yay, Suzanne. I'm so happy to hear that. Now I'm going to mix in some of this teal color, all right? And we're going to do like I do and just kind of blend that in, okay? And get it kind of wispy, all right? It's not going to be perfect by any means, okay? But just get that blended in. This square chubby is, or chubby square, I guess it's called. It is double-sided, so you could totally do something different on the other side if you wanted to. You could do Christmas, you could do a Thanksgiving design, something like that, so that you can have it out for all the holidays, and then just flip it whenever you're ready to switch. Now, I have a little bit of black here too. I am going to use some of that. Oh, a lot of that apparently. Okay, so now Yikes, I've done a thing here. Okay. It's a little much. So, here's how we're going to fix that. I'm going to get my blue and I'm going to try and clean some of that black off my brush so that it's not quite so heavy. Okay, don't be so heavy-handed with the black. But we can fix this. I'm going to dry this really quick. Hi Margie, welcome. Let me smooth that out. So, don't freak out, okay? I know this looks insane right now. It's actually fine. It'll be fine. We'll fix it, okay? I'm going to dry it so that my paint quits mixing, and then I can blend over it, okay? So, it'll be okay. Look, I've messed up enough paint projects to know that if you screw it up, just do it again. Hi, Stephanie. Hey, Brooke. How are you? Thanks for joining me. So if you haven't grabbed a mystery bundle yet, y'all, I'm almost out. They've been flying out of here. So make sure that you grab yours. If you haven't gotten it yet, okay, you can comment mystery here. I'll send you the link. And also, if you're not a member of my broadcast channel, whenever you comment that keyword, which is snow, you can get a link to join that too. I send out my like different announcements and stuff through that. Okay, and I've been trying to use it more. And I was thinking, and maybe y'all will like this idea. I'm hoping you might. Okay, now I've got that blue mixed back in. Okay, and I know this looks super dark. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. I was thinking about, so I cleaned out my office from all the cutouts that I have in my office, and or all the extra cutouts that have just been sitting around gathering dust. Now I'm going to grab a little bit of white, okay? And when I say a little, I'm just putting it like on the tip of my brush, on the tip of this little, okay? And just bringing that across, and it doesn't have to be perfect or anything. I'm kind of swooping it a little bit to just give it kind of a brushed effect. I do want it to look like it's kind of airy in the background, okay? And I'm just blending that down to where it's not so harsh. Okay, now this is our background, so it's not like crucial or anything, okay? The snowflake will be sitting on top of this, so we can hide some imperfections that way. Anyways, so I was thinking about maybe putting together some mystery bundles of chalk stuff too, because I still have inventory from chalk here in my craft room, and I was thinking we could get some of those rolled out to you guys of retired stuff, and it would be totally random, all retired, okay, like A and B size transfers, because I have a ton of them, of things that you all probably, I mean, you obviously can't get right now, okay? Do a similar thing where we do, so right now those mystery bundles for the cutouts is like, it's $35 including shipping, and it's a heck of a lot more than $35, so worth of stuff, okay? So I was thinking about doing that. What do y'all think? Would you be interested in some chalk mystery bundles? I even have some old colors of the month here. Like, I mean, we could get really creative, okay? Okay, cool. So if you could, Danielle, comment the word mystery, or sorry, don't do that. I take it back. Don't comment mystery for that. I will work on a link, but make sure that you do comment the keyword, which is snow, and sign up for my broadcast channel, because I'll be sending out the notifications for all of that on my broadcast channel. Now, there's my background. Okay, you can't even tell that I did whatever I did with the black. Now, I'm thinking I sort of want to paint the edges, because this thing is like unfinished looking with the edges not being, with them being white. And I just got blue on the back of this thing. So if I do another project on the back, then I'm going to have to paint the back, but that's fine. Anyway, so yeah, if y'all are interested, I will put together some mystery bundles and like send you some transfers and just random stuff that I have here sitting around. And it's all retired stuff, so I will set that up tomorrow, and I'll send out a message in my broadcast channel about it. I think maybe I can do more than one side before I dry it. Let's see. I don't know. Okay. I feel like it looks more finished. Y'all, I am obsessed with this dryer. It is so good. If you haven't gotten one yet, I love it. It does get really hot, but it's fine. It's pretty great. It dries paint really fast. And I feel like it would work really good with ink. Especially if you're layering ink. I know I normally don't dry my ink because you're not going to just dry it with a blow dryer, okay? Before I heat set it, but sometimes I feel like I need to, especially if I'm layering stuff, so that I don't have to heat set it in between layers or whatever. I could use this. I think it would work really nicely. Hi, Kathy. How are you? All right. So my edges are done now. All right. Let me set this to the sides. I'm going to switch this out. And let me throw that away. I'm going to get my little makeup sponge and do a final coat of white. Now, I'm going to be real careful because there is a little bit of blue mixed over here, so I just have to not grab that. In fact, I'm tempted to do this instead and just all new. And that's way too much paint, but it's fine. Okay. And then it'll dry on here and it'll be fine. And no one will care. Because look at this piece of cardboard. Okay. Anywho, so tell me about your weekend plans. Do you have any? I have an event on Saturday for my nail business at a salon here in town. Really excited about that. I have several events coming up, actually. I've got one, I think it's not the first weekend in November, but the second weekend in November. And then I have one the first weekend in December that I'm really pumped about. It's a huge craft show at the, one of the local FFAs puts it on every year. Y'all, it's huge. And it's real popular. So for that, or for the one at the beginning of November, I'm going to debut my little hat bar idea, and hopefully that goes well. And then I'll test it out there, and then I will do it again for the big 2-day craft fair in December. So really excited. Okay. I've got a lot of things. Awesome. I love that for you. I love that you can make quilts. My mom is like a seamstress also. She makes quilts too. And they are fantastic, y'all. I love quilts. In fact, I went to, whenever I was in Pennsylvania, not this last time that we went on a trip, but the time before, whenever I went with my mom in August, my friend Lindsay took me to all these thrift stores, and there's a bunch of quilts that are all handmade from the people up there take their quilts. They've got these gorgeous blankets, and I'm so mad that I didn't grab any while I was there. Like, I could have bought one for cheap and either bought another suitcase to bring it home in or shipped it home, and I would have been so pleased with myself doing that. But of course I didn't, and now I'm mad because we don't have quilts in our, like, handmade quilts in our thrift stores here. In fact, on Saturday I got like a wild hair and thought, I'm gonna go to the thrift store, and y'all, I found a big fat zero nothing. I'm mad. Literally not, it was not great. So now I need to find better thrift stores. I think I need to go down to like maybe a richer area, a little south from where I live, and see how that goes, because you know, rich people are taking nice stuff to the thrift store, so maybe that'll do it for me. I don't know, but I've got a thrift store itch. Okay, so I'm gonna just sand this a tiny bit, just an itty bitty bit, okay, just to smooth it out. I don't want to take any of the paint off. I just want to get any little paint burrs off of there from the paint not being completely smooth or whatever. Okay, so there's that. That's my snowflake. Okay, and then I'm not gonna wax this. I was gonna wax it, not gonna wax it. I've decided. Okay, and then I have my background here. Now the one thing that I want to do, of course, is I'm going to take this paintbrush right here. I'm going to get it a little bit wet. I'm going to get some white paint on it. Not too much. Okay, you don't want it to be like sopping wet or have too much paint on it. And maybe I didn't even grab enough. But do the little splatter thing on it with just, this is just acrylic paint. But you could do this with watered down paste too. And get a little bit, you don't want your splatters to be too big, so make sure that you don't have too much paint or too much water on your brush, okay? Alright, and then let me throw that over there. Hi Elizabeth, how are you? Alright, so that's done. Let me just dry this really quick, and then we can get our lives together. Oh, you know, I'm not even ready for all this. I don't know what I'm thinking. My brain works most of the time, like clockwork, but then other times I get ahead of myself because I think too fast a lot of the time, and so I don't truly always think everything completely through. It's fine. It's a bad habit that I have. So I'm gonna just stick that right there for a second. Okay, we're gonna get it together one of these days, and when it happens, you guys aren't going to even recognize me anymore. But until then, you get this. Sorry. Sorry about it. I do apologize for my, I don't know what it is. Scatterbrainedness? I don't know. I haven't always been like this, though. I don't know. In my old age, I'm starting to, get more and more scatterbrained, or maybe it's because I have too much stuff going on all the time. But I found that, like, as I've gotten older, and maybe you guys can relate, I was always able to multitask with multiple things happening all the time, like at work, at home, whatever, and be able to just whip things out left and right. And now I get distracted so easily. So this is shimmer silver. Y'all, look at this paste. It is so pretty. It reminds me of Nominee, but silver. Okay, it's the same kind of consistency. I believe this one paints really well too, which is nice, because if you have been with me for long enough, you remember the shimmer silver that did not paint very well. But this one paints like a dream, okay? So if you want to paint anything with it, you can absolutely do that. Oh, that reminds me, I was gonna, well, I didn't do it. I was gonna add a little bit of silver to the background, but the time has passed now, so we're not gonna do that anymore. But you could totally add some accents of silver into your background with either shimmer silver paste with a paintbrush, and just do it the same way that we did a minute ago, and just add a little bit to like a plate or whatever, and use the same brush that you used for the background, and add that as a, you know, just a very light layer, in just places like we did with the white. I think that would be really nice. And I always, whenever I do a background color, oh my gosh, this is pretty. Whenever I do a background like that, I always just use the same paintbrush. I don't switch out my brush. Okay, I don't wash it or anything like that. But this is beautiful. I'm really glad that I went with that silver on the white. I think it's just perfect, and it's really, really nice looking. The shimmer on this is so, it's such a high shimmer. I love it. It's not super glittery either. It looks a little bit glittery, but it's more of a shimmer like the, it's like a metallic, okay? So, and I know all of us, if you've been with chalk for long enough, you know that it used to be like full pieces of glitter in the shimmer. It's not like that anymore, and I am loving it. Now, for shimmer shadow, it still is a ton of glitter, and I love that one too. Hey Lisa, how are you? But for this one, I do love a good metallic. And I'm glad that they've switched to that. So there's my snowflake. Oh, this is going to be so pretty. And the great thing about these chubby squares and shapes or whatever is that they stand up. You don't have to have an easel or anything like that. You don't have to have any kind of stand with it. You can just stand it right up on a surface and it'll stand there as long as you don't bump it. Because they're thick. They're like an inch thick. So just a little bit of stick fast. I say that as I put a bunch of stick fast on here, and trying not to make it to where it'll all squeeze out. Okay, and then we're just gonna set that right in the middle. And any way that you set it on there, it'll be perfect. It doesn't matter, because it's not like words or anything like that. But this is great. I'm really liking it. I hope you all like it too. Hey Sylvia, how are you? So I'm doing well. Thank you for joining me tonight, Lisa. Look how pretty this turned out. I don't know if y'all can see, but that shimmer silver is very shiny and metallic looking. So make sure that you comment the word snow. Go grab the stuff to make this off my website and from my Etsy, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Love you all. Have a great night. See you later.